Hey babies, what's up my darling MVPs and how are you all doing? Welcome back to Sale with Mimiciously Mimi where you get a gist. I see they do waiting. I see they heart. Of course you know there's no sleeping on a bicycle on this channel. If you snooze you do what? You lose. Are you here to subscribe to this channel? Or are you still sitting on a fat, long thing? Kindly pause right there, subscribe, and make sure you turn on the notification bell. If not, tell me, how do you want to get the gist brewing from the cooking pots? Like, how do you want to get the gist? I see the heart. Talking about the gist, I see the heart, guys. So, one thing with me is this year, I would definitely bring all of the happenings in the Siamosha house. Believe me. Last night, the Siamosha housemates, the top 9. It is not easy to be among the top 9. We have 5 men and right? I'm correct. Okay, we have 6 men and 3 ladies. Yeah. There were supposed to be 4 ladies, but it is what it is. So last night we were thinking, oh, let this housemate go sleep and all of that because we know the house is getting boring. But guess what? Willie the anchor, he actually went out, gathered the top 9 housemates together. They were at the upstairs room, and then they started up like kind of conversation. That was actually thoughtful of him because it actually lit the place up. It was interesting to see, you know. So the housemates gathered together. Nobody was an exception, including MC Junior was there, you know. So they gathered, they started speaking of the happenings, in the house. They started off with how they got to this show, why they actually did audition for this show, their inspiration, they gave their various reasons why they are on this show and how they actually got interest for this show. Each and every one of them spoke about it, and they also spoke about their highs and lows in the house. They also spoke about the housemates whom they have learned 1 or 2 things from. Each and every one of them said something about a particular person which they have learned a thing or two from, and the people who they think has really actually known them too well. So I would not be going in details on how the housemates were actually saying whatever they want to say, but it was actually interesting, so interesting. The housemates actually speaking up, on where they draw their inspiration from and all that. But the reason why I am discussing about this conversation that transpired amongst the top 9 housemates yesterday was because the part where they're actually discussing their highs and their lows, right? Liema said something. She said her lows, her number one lows is when she got a strike, that it actually gave people a different definition of herself. It actually make people, define her in a certain terms. And then number 2 was the death of her granny, that is hearing the death of her granny whilst in this house, that already she has made up her mind to stay away from Jari, that they were not even in talking terms like that, like they were like 1 week they are not really having their relationship thingy anymore until that happened, and then she felt all alone, and then she thinks she needed someone, hence she fall back to Jared. According to her, the word she said she do not have a choice but to go back to the devil she knows. So people hearing that are like, wait, this girl, you actually address Jared like a devil. They started coming for Liema and all of that. So according to Liema, one of her regrets is, going back to Jared, in all of, after she has insisted that she just want to be on her own, but the death of her granny made her fall back to it, and they've been dragging her about that. Hence, I brought up this conversation that's transpired between the top 9 housemates. It was actually an interesting one, like so interesting. Each of them spilling out, even at least in their conversation, Bravo B was also remembered, Yeah. So Ever since then, they are dragging Liema. They said, Liema, you're calling Jared the devil right now. The guy was there for you, yada yada yada. So the Liema's fans are also replying. We are going to still see it on this particular video. That's the reason why you need to watch to the very end so you don't miss any gist at all. So after the conversation, the housemates had their last conversation in total, and then they wished Papa Ghost a happy birthday. Yes, it is Papa Ghost's birthday, though this birthday week was actually one of the worst one for him because his lady had to leave the house. Him thinking he's gonna celebrate it with his lady, she has to leave the house. The dimension of the games just changed anyhow this week. But at the same time, it is a happy birthday thing into Papa Ghost. And I say, may the good Lord bless his new age and may God grant all that his heart positively desires. So after the whole housemates had that conversation, at least they were actually even smiling it out. Papa Ghost even spoke to Mark Jr. and was like, I know you don't really like me and all of that. After that, Liema went downstairs. Mark Jr. followed suit. The camera did not get them immediately. We just do not find them again. First off, it was Liema. Mark Jr. was sitting on Ghost's bed. Next thing, we did not see Mark Jr. again. It is how these two has gotten fond of each other, especially Mark Jr. Okay, so Mark Jr. Later, the camera ensued on them where they were having petty conversation. Liema was the one asking question, what's the color of your bedsheet? How do you shave your armpit? Which car do you drive? All those kind of question. And people started dragging her. They were like, oh, toilet queen. They would definitely always take you to the toilet. They were just saying a whole lot. And at the same time, the people were like, Mark Jr., be careful though. You have actually stand out right from week one for your girl. Do not fall on this trap. This close to the final week, because how the two of them have actually gotten fond with each other. While they were having that conversation, the housemates started passing, even Mpumi had to come. But they have this notion about Mpumi. They said Mpumi is trying her best to get to Liema. Like, they thought Jared was the problem, but right now it may seem as though Mpumi don't want to even see Liema with anybody at all. Like, she would want to directly or indirectly, come around the place where Liema is with Mark Jr. or something like that. So they've been talking about Mpumi on that. Meanwhile, still talking about Mark Jr. and Liema. Let's take it back a bit on some of the conversation about them that we never heard, okay, here. So, the other time, Liema said she dreamt about herself and Mark Jr. sharing the same bed. And then Mark Jr. was like, oh, I was thinking about that too. Liema was like, okay, let's make that dream happen. Liema tried to go to his bed. Mark Jr. used the, what would I call it, the ladder up to get to the bed, and she was just trying to, use it to obstruct her view. Like, it is so funny when you see these two together. Still, the two of them had conversation, is teaming one at the garden yesterday evening. They actually had this conversation before the what's it called, the arena tax, Friday tax happened. Now they were having this convo, and then Mark Jr. brought about, how do you have to do a thing with Jared? How do you think you like Jared when you're in love with someone outside of the house? How is that possible? That is where the conversation started from, and Liema was like, yes, now it is a different environment and all of that. They started arguing at some point. Liema was like, Mark Jr., you're always acting like the best person, blah, 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 blah. You're acting like you're better than all of us in this house. Mark Jr. was like, okay, let's look at it this way. Amongst everybody in this house that has someone outside, whom do you think actually lived and stayed as in pute for their girl? Mark Jr. said he is the only one. So it's not about him looking like he's better than anyone, that he's truly better than all of them in the house when it comes to keeping up to the girl he has outside. In my mind, I'm like, wait, Mark Jr., have you forgotten how you did some touching body with Fahima? Because those two did touching body, you guys. Are we forgetting that so soon? Like, have we forgotten that one so soon? So that was how the conversation continued. They were now discussing about Liema's bestie. It was a long conversation, okay? Liema spoke about how she fell in love with her bestie, how she would not allow her man have a bestie because of she has been in the bestie position and know what bestie entails. You know that thing I always say, bestie pants they shift. That is what she's trying to explain to Mark Jr. And then Mark Jr. was lamenting and hammering on Jared. Mark Jr. was like, see, I do not think that dude really do like you. Because if he did like you for real, he would not play with your feelings whilst you were in the house. Post show, he would want to get close to you. Do not let that happen. He is only doing that for content. And Lima was a content post show. The boy said yes. He would do that so that people will talk about you guys, because of course definitely if people see the two of you together, they'll be like, oh yeah, they are together and all of that. It would actually stir reaction, and that is true, guys. That is really true. So my junior was like, do not fall prey this point. You have done whatever you did in the house, you actually fall at a point in the house, you know you were being used in the house, but do not allow yourself to be used post show. Use your head and be guided. So while Mark Jr. was advising Liema on that, to avoid Jared post show and to not fall to whatever Jared did, whatever game Jared will be coming with post show, so as to get Shipper's reaction or maybe all of that. Netizens were coming for Mark Jr. They are like, why would he say that about Jared and all of that? So I have a question. Do you think Mark Jr. was right or is right? Or do you think he's just trying to tarnish Jared's image just because he's getting closer to Liema? Tell me what you think about what Mark Jr. said there. Meanwhile, Liema fans actually appreciate that, though they said Liema is somebody that do not listen, but they really do appreciate what Mark Jr. said to Liema. As you can see here, J.I. said, I would honestly like to meet MC Junior in person. What a honest young man, an alpha male indeed. Thanks for this conversation you had with Liema. But the way I'm seeing Liema, we're gonna be seeing her and Jared post show though. My junior was like, do not go to any coffee shop or anything with Jared. Now, these are the reactions netizens are actually saying about what Liema said during the top 9 gathering together, having their conversation, that Liema actually used the devil words on Jared. I can only imagine how Jared will feel watching Lee talk about her. She returned to him because of her granny and calling him the devil and things, when all he truly did was to care and give her strength despite all the indecisive moments. Now he is a low point for caring. Mbali replied and said, so when you say all he ever did was care, are we forgetting all the kissing and stuff he did? Or And then Comrade replied and said, not this, okay, I'm skipping the word, people want to whitewash their silly boy using Liema. You all went blind and deaf when he was swinging his neck and being inhuman. So now that's the question. Do you think Liema wouldn't have used the devil word? Like, I think we are no kids here. What she's trying to say is going to the person she knows than others. Not like necessarily that he is the devil. You are a big clown. He did nothing but brought sheer humiliation and embarrassment to her. He better to have a known enemy than have someone close to you who plans, dines, wines with your enemies for your downfall. He is devil himself. So they've been arguing about that, the Liema stands and the Jerry stand. I am not Papa Ghost fan in Big Brother house, but he can be a great villain on soapies and movies. Producers must consider him. I think they should consider him more. Really, they should. Because I remember even Liema was telling Papa Ghost that I do not really like you because me and you, we are like same person. You like to be heard, and that she is the same person too. Hence, she'd be like, who is this man that wants everybody to respect him? That conversation was actually steaming and interesting. Honestly though, the fact that Bravo B stayed less than a week in the house, but he is still being talked about in a good way. Bravo. And the funny thing is just, yes, it's true, less than a week. We did not get to even witness Bravo B, but I'm very sure he is doing well outside of the house. Now, here is the tea, guys. Betuna, how did we move from a top 2 of women to Junior and Makehkeh? Now, ever since Yolanda left, the fans are like the top 2 ladies that we have in mind, which is Liema and Z. From week 1, people already saying it that the top 2 is going to be Liema and Z. So now that Liema has, what's the name? Yolanda has left, they are going to make Mark Jr. and Makehkeh the top 2, that the ladies are not going to smell this. So they are doing Operation Men. That is going to be the men this season. Nothing more, nothing else, nothing less. At a point, it's just trending the guys, Mark Jr. and Makehkeh, on the social space. Napa has this to say, year in, year out, this show is built on the backs of women. They will bring drama and entertainment. there will be a dirty woman, a bitter woman, a mean girl, a loose girl, etc. Yet the women watching will decide that a man deserves it all. What a life, a man's word. Guys, what do you have to say about this? Do you accept the notion of having Mark Jr. and Makehkeh as the top two, or Liema and Z as the top two? Let me know what you think in the comment section. And then this person said, guys, we have Mpumi, Ghost, and Makehkeh. Let's help one of them. Liema can't get this money. Now my question is, why the specification on Liema? Or maybe I think because of the production pet thingy that is flying around. I hope Liema fans are happy now. Liema sacrificed her grandma to win Big Brother. This is how, let me not use the word I want to use, but some people have just gone insane because of this show. Like, they just spew anything that comes out of their mouths because of the have phone and maybe probably a cheap data. They will just come, they will just hear no matter and think they are free to say whatever they want to say. How can you use somebody's granny who is late for this show? Anyways, guys, I think I have spoken enough, right? I'll be dropping my voice right here and now to see you guys later, okay? You all tell me what you think about all of this happening. Let's gist in the comment section. Thank you so much for always sailing with me. Bye for now, babies.